Kumari. Sir has published one book chapter in Springer, published 11 articles in international journals, 9 articles in international conferences, and published 9 articles in national conferences. As life member in professional bodies such as Computer Society of India, India Society for Technical Education. He has acted as a resource person for faculty development program and key speaker for many international conferences. On behalf of Faculty Development Program, Sri Saraswati Tyagaraja College, and participants, once again, I welcome our today's resource person, Dr. Abdul Rasid sir, for accepting our invitation to act as resource person. Thank you, sir, and welcome. I over the session to sir.
Thank you, ma'am, for your brief intro about myself.
It's our pleasure, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Once again, I also have the greatest pleasure in inviting all the participants to this faculty development program. I'm the closing batsman of this 6 days faculty development program organized by the School of Computing Science at Sri Saraswati Tyagaraja College, Pollachi, Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu. My topic is human-centered artificial intelligence. It is one among the emerging areas, and it is being listed by the Software Engineering Institute. Probably some of the people, those who have handled software engineering course, who have offered the software engineering course, may be knowing this particular institute. So this ACI has classified this emerging area of research as artificial intelligence engineering, that is AIE. So it is concentrating on different areas as part of their artificial intelligence engineering. And one such areas is called as human-centered artificial intelligence. As we all know, the artificial intelligence is now ruling the whole world. Of course, for each and every domain, in each and every business areas, we are at least able to find one application that is related to artificial intelligence. Whenever we are talking about the artificial intelligence as a system, whenever we are talking about artificial intelligence as a system, we usually forgot the people, those who involved in designing, development, as well as deployment of such systems. So the artificial intelligence is neglecting, or the system that is being designed by the people, the core team is being neglected. We forgot to appreciate, we forgot to applaud the people who are involved in this particular area. So I would like to share two of the classical use cases before starting. One use case that you can have it as, suppose you have booked a cab, probably Ola or Uber, assumed to be, right? The driver will have the path. Maybe he may be using usually the Google Map. Now the Google Map direct the driver to go for any one of the paths. If multiple paths are available, then probably the driver can choose any one of that particular path. But as the human, or maybe if you are a localite, you can directly the cab driver to go by some other route also, which is not being provided by Google Map. So now the human is also being to put up into this particular Google Map. Now you may have the question that whether the Google Map is also an artificial intelligence product. It is also used as for the prediction. That is, your Google Map is going to provide you multiple number of paths, and it may also suggest you which is the shortest path. But if you are a localite, you may be knowing some kind of groundwork is undergoing in that particular route. Or you may have that, you may know, if you are the localite again, if you are the localite, you may be knowing that there may be some kind of roadblocks. Those kinds of roadblocks, as well as if any other kind of disturbances over that particular route, if it is not being provided by Google Map, as a localite, you can direct, or sometimes you may also direct the cab driver to go in a better road, wherein the road condition is better compared with the other road. That particular road may have any kind of a construction also. So this is one use case. That is the first use case that I would like to share. The second use case is, we all know about the robos. Of course, though its cost as well as the return on investment is too high, the robots are being designed, developed, as well as deployed for so many kind of applications as of today's scenario is concerned. With this particular scenario, let us assume a robo which needs to be deployed into our army. As a human being, we may be easily able to identify who are the people, that is the armed forces related to our country. And we can also easily able to identify who are the enemies. That means the opponent army people related to the other country. But if the same is going to be deployed into, if the same kind of robo is deployed, or if the robot will be deployed into our army, then automatically it may also shoot our own armed forces people. So these two kinds of use cases maybe helped you in order to understand what is the meaning of human-centered AI. That is, if we have the artificial intelligence product, we also need to have the human intervention, or the human knowledge is also going to be utilized, or what is specifically, or what is terminologically called as human in the loop. So that particular area is usually missed. As you all know, the objective of artificial intelligence is supposed to use for any kind of a prediction, or it may also help for the human betterment. So we wanted to reduce our work, we wanted to reduce our headache, or we wanted to have less effort also. In that way, the artificial intelligence products may be helpful for our prediction. At the same time, it is also not going to harm. It is also not going to have any kind of damages to the human lives. Suppose you think about any kind of medical imaging systems. If we use any kind of artificial intelligence techniques, maybe you can also include the machine learning part for predicting what kind of a disease that a human can have. That is simply by going through the medical images, such as CT scan images or your MRI images. You wanted to predict by making use of the artificial intelligence or the machine learning techniques. Suppose the prediction is going to be wrong, what is going to happen to that particular patient? So that is also is going to suffer a lot with reference to the human lives. So this particular topic is just going to concentrate on what is the human in the loop for the artificial intelligence products. So that is as simple as good. It is also going to describe the AI systems to be designed to align with humans, their behaviors, as well as their values. So who is going to be considered more with reference to the artificial intelligence? The human part is supposed to be considered to give more weightage than with reference to the technology. So that is how I am going to present my session. I will once again go into the AI part first. And then let me go for the human-centered activity or human-centered things as a second, right? So that is how I plan to do my presentation, because this FDP participants are from multiple domains. They may also do have some kind of, a knowledge, or they may not have. So with this particular aspect, I would like to present my session to go for AI with some kind of introduction, and then we will go for what are the components, the frameworks, the benefits, all such kinds of things that we will discuss as the second part of my presentation. Right? I think it holds good. So hopefully my screen is changed. Anyone please acknowledge whether my screen is changed.
No, sir, not yet, sir.
Now?
Yes, sir, it is.
Is it okay now, ma'am?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay, thank you. What you're seeing on the screen is called as a hype cycle. You may be hearing about too much of technologies, right? And you're hearing about too much of research topics. How the people are defining, or how the people are describing about these topics, who is the root cause? The root cause is Gartner. Some of you may be knowing about Gartner. Gartner is the research prediction group, especially for the technology related things. And they have predicted something for each and every technology. And this particular cycle has 5 different components. The first component is the innovation trigger. Second one is peak of inflated expectations. Third one is a trough of disillusionment. And fourth one is slope of enlightenment. And fifth one is the plateau of productivity. So how you will understand, or how you have to understand or perceive this particular diagram or a cycle, any technology needs to be innovated, and it will take some time in order to go its peak. Sometimes it will also stable. The technology will take its own time to make it as a stable technology. Sometimes it will also vanish. That is, it will become obsolete. I will also give you the example for one such technology or one such computing technique which became obsolete. So how you have, I think you may be able to find a lot of technologies or a lot of terms in this particular hype cycle. You are able to see augmented reality, you are able to see artificial general intelligence. Of course, we are also going to discuss about this. You are able to find mixed reality, deep neural network, biochips, knowledge graphs, quantum computing, all these. But when these technologies were introduced, all these technologies were 4 years old. These technological terms were being introduced in the year 2018. And how you have to understand this particular graph or a diagram, if you have any, a gray color filled circle, that particular technology can be realized within 2 years of period. If it is light blue, it will take that particular technology can be realized in 2 to 5 years of period. If it is with the dark blue, then that can be realized within 5 to 10 years duration. And if you are able to see yellow colored filled triangle, then that particular technology will take more than 10 years for making it into its plateau of productivity. That is, we can realize, or we have to wait for more than 10 years in order to have that particular technology. So one such technology that belongs to more than 10 years of realization may be autonomous driving level 4, flying autonomous vehicles, artificial general intelligence. So all these kinds of technology will take more than 10 years in order to have its own kind of realization. But some of the technologies like virtual assistants, DNN, or 5G, all these things can be achieved within 2 to 5 years of period, right? So this is called as the kind of template, or this can be used as a leaflet in order to understand this particular diagram. So what is being proposed by same Gartner with reference to 2021, you are able to see the technologies. I do not know how many of you at least heard all these kinds of terms, that is quantum machine learning. So how many of us have heard? And machine readable legislation, homomorphic encryption, digital humans. So all these kinds of generative AI. So all these terms were being introduced by Gartner in the year 2021, but all these are also new. Some of the technologies may also become obsolete, that I have already told in the previous slide also. Do we have any kind of technology which we didn't realize? Yes. People may be knowing about grid computing. That was being talked quite few years back, but as of my knowledge is concerned, people are not using the grid computing technology at greater extent. I don't say that that particular technology or that particular computing technology is not at all being used, but it is not being attracted in case of, or if we have the comparison with the other technologies like cloud or distributed systems or web technologies or machine learning or something like that. So all these kinds of technologies are new, that is being prescribed by Gartner in 2021, that is as of August 2021. So one such technology that we didn't follow or that may become obsolete is the grid. So that's the difference of what you can see between 2018 and 2021. So within 3 years of period, we have got so many kind of new technologies, new innovations, and new research that needs to be focused. If any of the prospective research scholars are here attending this particular FDP, this particular session, you may take any one of these topics. You cannot take all these topics. If you take any one of these topics, definitely it will become as a great milestone with reference to your research area, so that you can contribute something into these technologies. These terms are very specific to AI. What we have seen in the first slide, that is related to 2018 generic hype cycle. And the second one, 2021, again, generic hype cycle. But this particular hype cycle is very similar to, or it is so appropriate, very specific to artificial intelligence. So herein you can find so many kind of topics which are very specific to AI. You can find artificial general intelligence, knowledge graphs. You can also find chatbots, computer vision, semantic search. Of course, as of my knowledge is concerned, semantic search is also so old, because when I started my research in 2009, one of my friend also started doing his research in semantic search, and he was from Anna University. So he also did something with reference to semantic search, because it is very critical. It is also so popular area. Still, the Gartner put it into this particular topic as one among the technologies that needs to be realized within 2 to 5 years of period. So you can find a lot of human-centered AI is also there. So which will take another 2 to 5 years. So human-centered AI, I think you are able to find it here, which will take 2 to 5 years for this particular technology to be realized. So that is the topics, all these kinds of topics will take its own kind of time. Machine learning is also there. So you may be wondering, machine learning is so popular, machine learning is, so old. 30 old, but still it can, the Gartner has put up as one such kind of technologies, which again can be realized into 2 to 5 years of period. I'm going to provide you some kind of genesis, that is the history that lies behind your AI, right? So the first thing, sorry, I think it is not moving, right? Okay. So first thing is we had the Alan Turing. All the computer science faculty members may be familiar about this particular person, Alan Turing, and he proposed a machine that is called as a Turing machine. In 1950 itself, he raised the question as, can machines think? But the year is, please consider the year when he raised this particular question. That was in 1950. We are living in 2022, right? So that was his perception, that is his vision in order to think about as, is it possible that a machine can think? So that was the first milestone activity related to AI. The second one is the term AI, that is the artificial intelligence, that was coined by John McCarthy. So people may be knowing about this particular person's name also. In 1956, in a Dartmouth conference. So that conference is also so popular as John McCarthy coined this particular term. And in the same year, we also do have the another milestone achievement. That is the first AI software program was being written. What was that particular program? It is for chess. So how to play chess by making use of the computer system. That particular AI program was introduced in 1956. And we had the first NLP, that is a natural language processing or natural language programming in 1957. That was a universal grammar. Of course, this particular NLP was so specific to English language. It is also quite easy if you wanted to concentrate on English language to develop the natural language processing or natural language programming. But the countries like US or UK or any other countries, they have they need to design as well as develop their grammar in order to develop their NLP, because there is only one language. But if you think about the countries like India, wherein we need to concentrate on a different language with reference to the demographic locations. So suppose you think about Tamil Nadu as it is a special case to be, because I do not know the cases of other states in our own country. But if we think about India, especially Tamil Nadu, wherein the Tamil itself is spoken in a different slang. Though if we refer to the dictionary, the words and its meaning synonym are supposed to be the same. But if you refer to the spoken language, that is the how it is being pronounced and what is its specific meaning, then we need to have our own kind of grammar in order to develop the NLP systems. Maybe to be very specific, the Coimbatore Tamil is different, Madurai Tamil is different. And especially you should have a separate dictionary in order to understand the Chennai Tamil. Of course, I think it would be appropriate if I share one of my friends' experience. My friend came from one of the remote district from Tamil Nadu to Chennai. And he also got married, and one day a green leaf seller came on the street, and he wanted to buy it. So he just asked that particular grandma that "Ennamma eppadi keera?" That means what is the value or what is the price of that green leaf? And that particular grandma understood, or she replied that "Na nanna giramba ni eppadi bagira." So that means that is the local language. That is a Chennitese used to reply in their language. The meaning or the translation of this particular reply, what the grandma told, is like, I am fine, how are you? But what my friend's question and what is the reply from my grandma, both are entirely different. So, enama ebdi kira, that means how is the green leaf, or what is the price of that particular green leaf. But with reference to this particular context, to be a localite of that particular grandma, she understood that the friend is, or that particular person is asking, how are you? So the context is different, how my friend raised that particular question, but how it is being understood by grandma. So definitely we need to have a separate specialized grammar in order to understand especially Tamil language, right? So it is of entirely different. But we designed the universal grammar in the year of 1957 with reference to develop the NLP. In 1965, we had the first feed-forward algorithm for multilayer perceptron. Of course, if your research area is related to, neural networks, that is artificial neural networks, shortly called as ANN, then definitely you may be able to understand all these things. What is a feed-forward, backpropagation networks, all such kind of terms that you may be so familiar. The first chatbot was developed in 1966, and its name is Eliza. And of course, you can also explore what is Eliza or how it works. But we had the first chatbot in the year 1966, and the name of the product was called as Eliza. And we had the first speech recognition system that is called as a Dragon that was delivered in the year 1975. And we had the first AI system that beats the world chess champion. Of course, I think most of the people may be knowing about the Kasparov. The product name is called as IBM Deep Blue. IBM Deep Blue is the AI program that was developed to find the different positions of chess mats, and the IBM Deep Blue won. The Kasparov was the then world champion in the chess. So that is how we had the AI product. Then in 2015 and 2016, we had the Minwa supercomputer that used CNN, that is a convolutional neural network, as well as the DeepMind. But after that, DeepMind was overtaken by Google. In order to go for its Google Lens product, DeepMind was now owned by Google. So these activities or these milestones happened in the year 2015 as well as in 2016. Don't we have, now you may have the question in your mind that didn't we have any kind of milestones that we achieved in the year 1997 and 2015? Yes, we had. But what I have shown in this small screen is these are the remarkable milestones that were being achieved from 1950 to 2015 and 2016. So that is why I have just shown only the limited number of milestones which are predominant. So that is how I wanted to show it. And of course, people may be knowing about MyCin, MyCin. So that was the first expert system that was designed and used by the dentist in order to, analyze or in order to find the defects in our teeth. So the MyCin was the first expert systems which were designed as well as developed to analyze our condition of the teeth. So these are some of course, that particular product is also developed, and these are some of the prominent milestones. Right. This is usually how will you connect AI, ML as well as DL. AI is the artificial intelligence, ML is the machine learning, and DL is the deep learning. Whenever we ask the people whether all these are different or all are same, if it is different, what makes the difference? Most of the people understood, if I am not wrong, and if it is being agreed by this august audience, most of the people understood that AI is equal to ML, or the terms AI as well as ML can be synonymously used, or that can be interchangeably used. These terms are supposed to be different. In which aspect it is going to be different? The artificial intelligence is supposed to have the ability to mimic the human intelligence. So that is very, very important. The objective of AI, I would like to make it as this one as the kind of a definition. Usually, I say this particular definition. The objective of AI is to enable the computing systems. It is not a computer system, computing systems to think and act like a human being. So that holds good if you are really interested to understand the AI. So AI, you should have the machine. That may be your computing system. I don't say it is a computer system, it is a computing system, or you call it as a machine. So your machine should have or should imitate the human intelligence, how we perceive one thing and how we understood something, how we act with reference to that particular context or into that particular scenario. Same way, if your machine is also going to do, then we achieve AI. And of course, one particular, experience that I would like to share. It is not personal experience, but as and when we are talking about AI, in the years of 1985 and 86, if I remember the years correctly, Japan introduced the first robo. The objective of this particular robo is to assist the blind people in order to cross the road. So that was the objective for which the robo was being designed. And of course, you may be knowing about, you should have the knowledge base, you should have the expert system, you should have the rule-based systems, you should have all the images that you need to be put up into the robo. It is what is usually called as a neural schema. So if you have watched the movie in Tamil that is called as Yendiran, I think this particular term would be familiar, or this particular term would be popular to you, right? So you should have the neural schema, and this schema is supposed to have its own kind of subsystems. And those subsystems may be your KBS, your ES, all such kind of steps that you should have it as part of your AI systems. So what this particular robot is supposed to do, the robot is supposed to help the blind people in order to cross the road. So the rule-based systems is being implemented, which says that before crossing the road, the robot is supposed to watch its opposite side. If the signal is green, then it is supposed to watch the left-hand side as well as the right-hand side. And if no vehicles come, then the robo can cross the road. So this is how the rule is being defined as an expert system, as a component of the entire robo. This is how they have done it. The robo, one fine day, they deployed the robo for testing, and the robo checked whether the signal is green. Yes, the signal is green. It tried to cross the road. So after crossing half of the road, unfortunately or fortunately, the signal came into red color. But still, robot tried to cross the road and it met an accident. And the another reason for its accident is some of the vehicles' elevation is not being derived into the knowledge base of the robo. So that is how that was the the very bad story that happened to the first robo that was being believed as the first robo that was being deployed for testing on humanitarian ground. On humanitarian ground, because as I told you, the objective of that particular robot was to help the blind people in order to cross the road. So that didn't happen. The first robo, as of my knowledge is concerned, that met an accident. This is the second term that is called as machine learning. We need to have the algorithms which needs to incorporate intelligence into machine by automatically learning from data. So how will you understand this particular terms or the keywords? You should have, I mean, your system or your application should automatically learn from data in order to incorporate the intelligence. Do I have any application? Do I have any system? Do I have any example that relates to machine learning? I think you people may be knowing about Google Lens. How the Google Lens is supposed to work, or how the Google Lens works. You are supposed to move your camera towards any of the objects. Now your Google Lens automatically first learns the data. You don't have features of your image. You don't have the attributes of the object towards which you are just showing your camera, but it just tries to identify. I think you may be seeing some kind of blinks then and there over your screen, as and when you are showing your camera towards any of the object, as and when you are making use of your Google Lens. So that tries to read the data and fit it into its features. Then it will tell you, or it will predict what kind of a product it is. Again, I would like to share another example. One such a researcher, I think he's from Germany, he wanted to test the efficiency and the effectiveness or the accuracy of the Google Lens. So what he did, he focused the camera towards the face of a dog, or that is a full elevation of the dog towards that the researcher focused. The Google Lens is able to predict it is a dog, right? But later stage, what the same researcher did, he just shown only the 4 legs of the dog. Just to see the difference with reference to the scenario, he just focused the camera towards the 4 legs of the dog. The Google Lens is unable to predict what kind of product it is. Sometimes it said that it is a stick. Sometimes it told that it is something else. So that was how the Google Lens predicted. So what I would like to try here is, if you have the machine learning or you developed the machine learning algorithm, the intelligence is supposed to be incorporated by reading the data and automatically it learns, then it should be able to predict. That is supposed to be the objective of our machine learning. Now, of course, we have 2 types of machine learning. Broad classifications are 2. One is called as the supervised learning, and the second one is called as the unsupervised learning. What is supervised? What is unsupervised? Of course, people at this August audience may be knowing all these terms at large. But at the same time, this may be for the new entrants, if at all, if any, because we have got the registrations from multiple domains of people, which includes law. 2 of the advocates registered for this program, and one doctor, that is Ayurveda doctor, he also registered for this particular FPP. And people are from different disciplines. So that is why, just to try to understand, we have a broad classification of machine learning are 2. One is the supervised learning and another one is the unsupervised learning. For the others, these 2 terms may be so familiar. For such people, kindly excuse me. Whatever I know, just I am sharing, right? What is supervised learning? Suppose you assume that you have the student details, maybe as an Excel sheet or as an Excel file. Now you have the student information like register number, name of the student, date of birth, gender, address, or phone number, or district, all those kinds of attributes, or all those kinds of the column header that you have. Now you are supposed to group the students based on the gender. I told very clearly, I wanted to group the students very specifically based on the gender. So now I know the column, I know the attribute, I know the class label by which I am supposed to group the students. So if I know the class label or the attribute or the column header based on which I have to group the data objects, it will be called as a supervised learning. So this is the very simple example. Probably almost all of us are the academicians. So if this is going to be understood in a very clear as well as a precise way, this is the simplest example. So that is a supervised. Same student details, assume that you have. Now you are not supposed to give, or based on which class level you are supposed to group the students. If it is, that will become as unsupervised learning. That is the difference between supervised and unsupervised. Probably you may be knowing about classification and clustering. Classification falls into the category of supervised machine learning, and clustering falls into the category of unsupervised machine learning. Apart from these two broad classification, now we are calling, or we have the another method of machine learning that is called as ensemble learning. What is ensemble? I wanted to combine supervised learning as well as unsupervised learning in order to improve the accuracy of my system, in order to improve the accuracy of my machine learning model. So, of course, we can have a separate session, or if we started talking about machine learning, it may also go that particular topic itself. We can present it maybe for 3 to 5 hours. So, just I am confining very small, very prescribed content only that I am sharing it with you in order to have better understanding. If I am not wrong, right? So, people in this particular group may also be so experienced than me. You may also be a good researcher, or you may also be an expert than me. I do agree with that. But as I told, as a disclaimer statement, I am sharing whatever I know, right? So that is the supervised learning that we have already discussed, and unsupervised also we have discussed. Third type is called as ensemble. The ensemble is the combination of both supervised learning as well as the unsupervised machine learning. Why we need to do that? We wanted to improve the accuracy, we wanted to reduce the error. That is why we wanted to go for ensemble. Is there any simple technique that falls into the category of ensemble machine learning? Yes. Probably you may be knowing about KNN, that is a K nearest neighbor. This K nearest neighbor can be used for both supervised learning as well as unsupervised learning. So if you make use of KNN in order to go for both supervised as well as unsupervised, then definitely your efficiency or the accuracy of your machine learning model would be better. So let me stop with this particular thing with reference to machine learning, not my session. The third is being called as deep learning. This algorithm should mimic the human brain in order to incorporate the intelligence into the machine. So we didn't talk about the human brain with reference to machine learning or with reference to AI, but with reference to the deep learning, we are calling as the algorithm should mimic the human brain. Of course, our human brain is made up of billions of millions of trillions of neurons. And each and every neuron is responsible for millions of calculations per second, millions of calculations per second. So that is how God has created this human being, right? But we also tried to mimic the human brain structure by having a specialized learning algorithm, that is a machine learning model, that is being called as, that is called as the deep learning, which simulate the process of artificial neural networks. And with reference to the recent days, we also have the emergence of deep learning. Those models are being called as convolutional neural networks, recurrent neural networks, all these kinds of steps that we have. And the researchers are putting their efforts in order to increase the accuracy. Of course, for each and every machine learning model, it also should be measured. That is, we have different measures in order to measure the efficiency as well as effectiveness of the proposed machine learning model. The measures may be of precision, recall, F1 score, all those kinds of measures also we have as part of our machine learning, right? So we have just completed what is AI, what is ML, and what is DL. Now you may have a question in your mind. Suppose I did something as towards my research or as part of my research, I applied deep learning. Is it an artificial intelligence? Yes or no? Any response from the participants? Suppose I did my research or I did some kind of work with reference to deep learning. Did I achieve AI or not? Suresh Kumar sir told yes, 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 yeah, because fantastic. It is the subset. The deep learning is the subset of ML, and ML is the subset of AI. And hence, if I contribute any work that I have carried out by using deep learning, maybe like CNN or RNN, if I used as part of my research or part of my work, definitely I also contributed something towards AI. So please try to understand all these terminologies. If you have already known, it is quite good, fantastic. But this is for the new entrants, those who would like to know about what is AI, what is ML, and what is DL. This is just an introductory content. Okay. So here you are seeing a definition that is given by John McCarthy. Of course, John McCarthy we have already seen as part of our Genesis. That is an evolution that took place in our AI. So he only coined the word, AI, and this is his definition. Very importantly, of course, you may be knowing about Russell and Norvig. And these two authors, they have defined AI with reference to 4 goals and definitions. 2 such goals related to human approach and 2 goals related to ideal approach. What the ideal approach says what the human approach says, in the human approach talks about the system should think and act. This is how I defined the AI. Your computing systems should be enabled in order to think and act like a human being. So that is a human approach as defined by Russell and Norvig. Of course, these two are the so popular authors. They have written the book that is entitled Artificial Intelligence, and that is being adopted almost in all the prominent universities over the globe. If I remember correctly, I also studied Russell and Norvig in the years of 1990s as part of my elective subject, that is artificial intelligence, when I did my PG program. So ideal approach talks about the system should think and as well as act rationally. So that is the four definitions as well as the goals that the AI system should have with reference to Russell and Norway. This is the types of AI. Probably we have the two broad classification. One is based on the capabilities and the second one is based on the functionalities. With reference to, sorry, with reference to the capabilities, we have narrow AI. So we otherwise called narrow AI as weak AI. What kind of capability that this particular AI should have? These kind of systems cannot perform beyond its limitations. It is very specific. The application that belongs to narrow AI cannot do or cannot perform any task that is beyond its capability. One such example for that narrow AI is the chatbot. You may be knowing about the chatbot, right? Suppose you enter into IRCTC website, irctc.co.in. I think this particular chatbot is named as Disha. Disha was, quite a long time. Probably, if I remember correctly, 1 year back, this particular chatbot named as Disha, developed by IRCTC, that was NLP based. That is natural language processing based chatbot. That is, you can ask any questions in your own language. Very, very specific to English because it is very confined to English language. But you can ask the query as how you perceive that particular statement. That is, suppose you wanted to know about what is the status of your PNR. Suppose your PNR is under waitlist or your PNR is under RAC, then you can simply ask Disha, what is the status of my PNR? Then it is supposed to respond. For that, it has to go for the validation process, whether you have the corresponding reservation with reference to that corresponding PNR, in which class, what is its status, current status, all those things, all those steps that you are supposed to have. But now what the railways did, that is IRCTC did, they have revised it. They have only very limited terminologies, very limited or specific words which are related to Indian Railways. That only they are putting it as buttons. You are supposed to click for each and every occurrence. So they now simplified and they move out of the NLP based chatbot. So that is the meaning of the narrow AI. So once again, I repeat, narrow AI is the AI which is being designed and developed for specific tasks. So these kind of AI systems cannot think beyond whatever the assigned task is. So that is the meaning of narrow AI. The second one is called as general AI. These kind of systems can understand and learn the intellectual task that can be performed by human being. So we have two such systems. One is called as K computer and another one is called as a Tianhe 2. K computer is, that was developed by Fujitsu, and it is one among the fastest supercomputers in the world. In the world, it is not very specific to China or Japan, but the K computer is being believed as one among the fastest supercomputers in the world. But it took nearly 40 minutes in order to simulate a single second of neural activity of our human being. So it took 40 minutes. How our neuron can do it in a single second, this supercomputer, K computer, took 40 minutes to perform that particular task. And the second one is called as a Tianhe 2. That is also another supercomputer that was being developed by China's National University of Defense Technology. This also work on the basis of CPS, that is calculations per second. How many calculations that this particular supercomputer can perform. So that is being developed by the defense technology. But this particular supercomputer can perform only 33.86 petaflops. What is a flop? Flop is the floating point operations. How many floating point operations that the supercomputer can execute? So it is like the number of operations that can be performed. That is the measure for any supercomputer. So Tianqi 2 was the supercomputer, but our neuron has the capability to go for exaflops. One exaflop is equivalent to billion instructions or computations or calculations per second. Per second, our single neuron can perform billion calculations per second. So that is the power of our human brain. The third category is called as super AI, which is based on the capability. This should surpass the human capability. That is what the human being cannot do. That also should be achieved by the super AI. It is still in theoretical experimentation. We do not have any kind of specialized systems, or we do not have any particular system that belongs to this particular category. So we have just discussed about the type of AI which is based on the capability. First one is narrow, second one is general. The narrow can also be called as weak. General AI as well as super AI. With reference to functionalities, that is based on the functionalities, the first model is called as reactive machines. What it is, these kind of AI systems do not have any stored memory, or they also will not use any past experiments or the data, but they will also use it for future actions. The example of such systems include IBM Deep Blue. Of course, we have already discussed about IBM Deep Blue, that is used for chess, to play chess, right? With against Kasparov. So it will just see, or it will look into the positions of the different chess coins, and then it will play accordingly. It will predict, because it is supposed to win against Kasparov. So that is how it will find all the probable combinations, but all should happen as quickly as possible in comparison with the human neuron. So that was the example for the reactive machine. Second, we have the limited memory. What is limited memory? In comparison with reactive machines, wherein we don't have any kind of memory that is attached with this kind of AI, whereas this limited memory do have smaller part of the past data, but they will also make use of those past data to predict the future. The example of limited memory is the self-driving vehicles or self-driving cars. It will understand, suppose you move the vehicle wherein you have the vehicle that is in front of your vehicle, you have to meet an accident. Or you have the vehicle that lies behind you, and even if you go in a reverse gear, again, the vehicle is supposed to meet the accident. So in order to avoid all these kind of situations, it is supposed to make use of the past data in order to predict the future. So that is called as limited memory. The third one is called as theory of mind. So these kind of systems uses advanced class of technologies, but at the same time, it requires the understanding of the human mind. We have two kind of such systems. One is called as Kismet and another one is called as Sophia. These two systems, the Kismet was developed by Massachusetts Institute of Technology, shortly called as MIT. People may be knowing about this particular institute. This is supposed to identify the human emotions. So that was the objective of the Kismet. And Sophia, that has eyes and it also can see. It is a robo. It is a full-fledged humanoid robo, and this particular robo can see it through its eyes. It is a mechanical eye. It is not the original eye how we have it, but this particular Sophia can see it, and it can also understand the recognition of the face of the opponent through its eyes. So that is a kind of capability. It can also understand the human emotion by reading the face of the opponent. So that is the capability that Sophia has. And this particular Sophia was developed by Hanson Robotics, that is in China. So that belongs to theory of mind. And we also do have fourth category that is called as self-awareness. This self-awareness AI do have whatever the human needs, whatever the human requirements, all such kind of capabilities and functionalities, these kinds of AI systems should have. So that is called as self-awareness. Of course, we have not realized the self-awareness AIs. So we didn't realize super AI, which may take further time to realize such kind of systems. And the self-awareness systems also we so far didn't realize. It may take further its own time in order to realize such kind of systems. But still, we are able to, of course, people may be knowing about IBM Watson, and people may be knowing about Amazon Alexa, as well as Apple Siri, and Samsung also has its own kind of product. All these kinds of products are being designed as well as developed to understand the human emotions. If we talk about very specifically with Amazon Alexa or with reference to IBM Watson, you can ask in your own term or in your own natural language, you can raise any questions. Suppose you wanted to interact with your Amazon Alexa, because that product costs 5,000 rupees to 10,000 rupees only, but you can ask so many questions by your own natural language through speech recognition as an interface. You need not to type anything, or you need not to go for any other kind of specialized interface in order to interact with your Amazon Alexa. Suppose, I think some of the people may be familiar about this particular product, since the cost of the product is very, very less, 5,000 rupees to 10,000 rupees. That is the cost of Amazon Alexa. You can simply ask, suppose you wanted to play a song that is written or sing by Ilayaraja, then you are supposed to say, Alexa, sing Ilayaraja song or play Ilayaraja song. Of course, you cannot sing. You can simply ask Alexa, play Ilayaraja song. Or you can also raise some questions. What is the Alexa? What is the temperature of Pollachi or Coimbatore right now? Then it will interact with the other web interfaces, web-based systems, and it will tell what is the temperature. But within fraction of seconds, it will not take hours. It will not go to anywhere else, but simply it will interact with the environment. But you need to connect with the internet also in order to make use of the Alexa. So that is how the system of Alexa is being designed. Because once the robotics were introduced, people told that the robo cannot have some specialized functionalities how the human being can have. Say, for example, it cannot understand the emotions. It cannot eat anything as human. It does not have hungry. It does not have anger. All these kinds of things are related to human emotions, right? And other thing is, it cannot smell or it cannot be able to understand the feeling of the other human. Suppose the other robo is my friend, just like how we make friendship with other human being. Suppose the other robo is a friend of mine, the one robo may not be able to understand what is the feeling of the another robo, because its neural schema are going to be same. It is not going to be different. So that is how all these kinds of differences as well as difficulties, cumbersome process that we have it with reference to the building of the entire robo. So That is why now the researchers all over the globe, they are putting their effort in order to provide much efficient as well as enhanced robo. Of course, in order to achieve the AI, right? And currently, we also do have robo which can smell. I think very recently you would have seen a video that was virally spreaded in all the social media, including Facebook as well as in WhatsApp. China has designed one particular robo. I forgot the name of that particular robo, which looks as equivalent as a human being. It can blink its eyes, it can move its lips, and it can also turn its head both left as well as right in all 180 degrees. It can move its head, and how the human being expresses its poses. That is how I speak towards giving different poses by shaking my head or shaking my hands. The same way the robo is also able to does. That is how the China has very recently and you can have very recently deployed that particular robo. Sorry, I forgot to remember the name of that particular robo, but it was virally spreaded in almost in all social media platforms like WhatsApp as well as Facebook. So why I'm sharing all these examples, there is some kind of limitations for the technology, especially the AI related products. Of course, these are some of the applications. Let me go quick. One is the recommendation engines. This is so popular, which is so old also. That is, whenever you purchase some kind of a product, some other kind of similar products will also be recommended. So that is called as recommendation engines. Speech recognition, of course, we have already discussed. In order to have NLP, you also need to have speech recognition. So NLP is supposed to be your subset, or it is supposed to be your one kind of component or a subsystem for your speech recognition. So without NLP, you cannot go for speech recognition. Enhanced customer service, you can also go for computer vision, automated stock trading. So all these belongs to some of the popular applications related to artificial intelligence. I think so far is it so good? May have some kind of feedback or some kind of comments from your side. You can put it into your chat window. Is it so good, or I think is it boring? Good. I was able to have quite a number of responses from the chat window. I feel so happy that you people are able to follow me, right? Thank you so much. I think I will take another 45 minutes or probably little bit more than that in order to talk about what is the human aspect with reference to AI, including the framework, components, and benefits. Let me start with that. We have the AI that is going to be intersecting with all these kinds of areas, or maybe with reference to the disciplines. The AI is applicable to neuroscience. Of course, I do not know how many of you may be knowing about human brain interface, HBI. That is also the another so popular, so hot research topic. If anybody is good in electronics and communication, ECE background, or if you wanted to take multidisciplinary research from this particular audience group, if you wanted to go for interdisciplinary or multidisciplinary area of research, then this is one such domain that is called as human brain interaction, shortly called as HBI, wherein you should have the social science, psychology, mathematics, statistics, computer science, as well as neuroscience into your research. It also plays a vital role in governance and policy decision making, public health, as well as social science. Of course, the role of AI into the public health domain is extensive during the pandemic situation. Probably almost all the countries all over the world, they have designed specific applications in order to provide the forecast how many people will be affected by this corona virus. So that is the role that is greatly played by AI into the area of public health. And in social science also we have, very importantly, the objective of AI is to interact with humanities. The objective of any AI application is towards the fulfillment as well as benefit of the human being. So that is the final end thing of any AI. Of course, again, with reference to the pandemic situation, we have got the details about which country has so hit or badly affected with coronavirus, or which area will be get affected in the near future. All such kind of predictions for which we have utilized this particular technology. This is how the human-centered AI is supposed to have. We have the data, the learned model, as well as we have to go for the decision. As I already told you, the human-centered AI is supposed to put human in the loop rather than depending only on the artificial intelligence or the AI. The human is supposed to have the vital role. We are not only going to, whatever the prediction that is given by AI system, or whatever the prediction that is, whatever is being recommended by AI, we are not simply going to believe, or we are not going to be dependent on the AI systems. Rather than that, the human is also going to be embedded into the AI system, that is called as human in the loop. So the integration is supposed to be done as two stages. One is called as data annotation process, and the second one is the real world operation. What do you mean by data annotation process? What is a real world operation? The data annotation process is as and when you are seeing the object as the first time. Now you are seeing its properties because the object only available in front of you. You are just able to identify what are its properties and what are its values, and then you wanted to map it into your mind. And you are seeing the second object probably as the first time. Whatever the occurrence that we have, you are just going to view, or you are just going to see the second object as the first time, and you are reading its properties, its values, and then you are just going to map it into your brain. This is something called as data annotation, right? So this data annotation, who is supposed to do? First, the human is supposed to do the data annotation process by making use of whatever the data that we have come across. This is how you are, without making use of the human aspect, if it is totally belongs to the technological aspect or the mission related aspect, Google Lens is the best example. That is for the data annotation process. You are focusing your camera towards the object, your Google Lens is able to identify the properties, then it maps it with the features, then it will predict what kind of a product it is. So without having human intervention, if the data annotation is not done with reference to your machine, the Google Lens is the example, but that is not part of the HCAI. HCAI is supposed to concentrate more on data. Those data are being captured, or those data are being shared from the human aspect or by the people. So that is how the data annotation process should be. In real world operation, by making use of the machine learning models, instead of simply accepting whatever the prediction given by AI or AI systems or the AI applications, you are going to put it into your real world scenario. As I told you, the road condition is bad, some road blocks are there, or the road condition is better if it is if you wanted to go, or if you wanted to travel in a diverted road, that may be lengthy also, but at the same time you wanted to go or you wanted to travel in a comfortable way. So though your AI system has predicted a specific route or it prescribed a specific route, based on your data annotation, which route is better, which route is comfortable. So that is how you wanted to put it into your real world operation. So that is how after that you go for making your decision. So this is the simple way to understand the components of your HCI. As with reference to the machine learning models, probably we used to talk about two phases. One is called as a training phase and another one is called as a testing phase. Why the training phase? Why the testing phase? Again, I would like to tell you a small thing. When we were in childhood, maybe consider that we are all the newborn babies, and whenever the mama feed, she will talk about this is dog, this is crow, this is hen, this is pig, or this is some other kind of animals. So the child, there's a newborn baby, tries to grasp what the mama says, and along with the properties or the dimensions of such kind of animals or bats or whatever is so, right? So this is all to be considered as the training process. Now, suppose assume that that particular newborn baby has already seen dogs as well as pigs, but it never seen an elephant. And whenever it sees the elephant as the first time, it will ask mama, dad, is it a dog or is it a pig or is it something else? So first one with reference to the first thing, that is whenever the baby is seeing the object as the first time, it is supposed to be considered as the testing process. During the evaluation, based on the testing, how I am going to put forth into my evaluation, that is called as the testing process. So that is how we have the training as well as testing. Definitely, you also will have the errors. What is that particular error? And even with reference to the machine learning model also, you will definitely have the errors. Even if you have designed your machine learning model, which is so perfect, still you will have the error. If your machine learning model doesn't have any kind of errors, then something is not correct. I don't say it is wrong. Something is not correct with reference to your designing or the implementation of the corresponding model. Maybe you can call about SVM or random forest or decision trees, whatever is so. All those things belongs to only the classification models. I'm not going to concentrate on that particular thing. But the training as well as testing are the two essential steps. Of course, 80-20 rule or 75-25, that kind of ratio also you may be knowing. Now with reference to HCI, as we have seen in the previous slide also, we have the training process as well as real world operation. This is in base. So what we have to do it in the human in the loop, the human will try to identify the objects, or the human will take the training by having the brute force annotation. What is a brute force annotation? I am seeing the object as the first time. I wanted to read its properties. Then I wanted to find its corresponding attribute values or the property values. Then based on the examples, let me go for taking into the machine. It is not simply the machine is going to prescribe me, or the machine is not supposed to give any kind of prediction to me. Instead, the human is supposed to find all those kinds of annotations based on the examples, then put it into the learning model that will be given to the machine. And with reference to the human aspect, the human will give the answering the queries based on some kind of examples that will be given to the machine. Now, very importantly, the query will be raised by the human. So this is also going to be in the form of a loop. So I think you can understand the difference between the left hand side as well as the right hand side. In the right hand side, we are going to put the human into the loop for making use of any queries as well as for making use of giving the answers to the query. So that corresponds to the training process. When it comes to the real world operation, we receive, that is a human receive the service, The machine is giving some kind of a decision, but that can be used by the human as the service is being provided by the machine. And with reference to the right hand side, before taking any decision that is given by the machine, the human will evaluate, that is supervise the decision. So this is how you have to go for the HCI, which can take place in terms of its, the training process as well as its real world operation. These are called as the three components of HCI. As I am talking about the human aspect, let me go for the crowd first. What is a crowd? Crowd is the general public. Crowd is the general public, which may have some kind of technical expertise or they may not have. I think you may be knowing about some of the times you may receive some message in your WhatsApp saying that we are doing this particular work, some kind of PPT work you need to do so that you will get some amount, some kind of amount. We will credit this much of amount into your account. So you may receive either it is a spam or it is real. That aspect we are not going to discuss about it, but just to understand what is the meaning of the crowd. Crowd is the general public which may have some kind of technical expertise or technical knowledge, or they may do not have. So what the intenders may do, they will send some kind of a message in order to attract that crowd. So that is how I have shared that particular example. The data, you may have it as part of your social data processing pipeline. That is, social data, you have the content, and that particular content has multiple aspects. That is, who is the name of that particular person, what is the geographical location where from that particular data is being shared, and that particular data has any kind of important information. If it is a like or a dislike kind of thing, then we cannot have such kind of data. But if the data is being given in the form of a text, then automatically we can also go for making it as processing that. And with reference to the machines, you may have the conversational agents. These conversational agents conducts the NLP based processing, that is natural language processing kind of thing. Again, your chatbot is also once again the best example to understand the conversational agents. Now, suppose we consider the machines and crowds, you may have human computation, crowdsourcing system, and crowdsourcing. What is human computation? Again, just like HCAI, the human computation is also providing the importance to the human who has or who have designed, developed, as well as deployed the computation part. Say, for example, whenever we are talking about the data are stored into a server, we are simply talking about the system works perfectly, our data are safe. But whenever we have some problem that is occurred from the server side, who is blamed? The server administrator or the lab in charge or the system admin. So these people, whenever we say that the system is working fine, our data are being captured, our data are stored into the server so securely, then we forgot to appreciate the human, or we forgot to appreciate the people who designed that particular aspects. So those kinds of aspects, and of course, those kinds of aspects are very common to the human computation. Of course, this itself is a separate area of research, which is an emerging topic. Crowdsourcing system, with reference to the crowd, of course, I have already been told you what is the meaning of the crowd. Crowdsourcing system will identify both the technical as well as non-technical people from the general public in order to put it into develop some kind of systems. So that is being called as crowdsourcing system, and there are plenty of crowdsourcing systems are publicly available. Even if you go to NASA website, they have given some kind of images which are being transmitted from satellite to the NASA servers. And now what the NASA wanted to do, you can also annotate what kind of image it is. Either the image is a map image, that is the geographical map, or the map is from satellite, or the map belongs to one particular city, or the map belongs to one particular geographical location. Such kind of annotation, that is what is otherwise called as a tag. So that tagging can be done by the general public, those who are and you need not stay or you need not live in US, because that particular system is given to the general public who are scattered all over the world. So even you are in India, or you are in Singapore, or you are in UK, you are in US, that doesn't matter. But the NASA wanted to make use of the crowdsource in order to develop their system, right? So hopefully you can understand what is the meaning of the crowdsourcing system. Crowd sensing is we can make use of the mobile devices in order to what the crowd sensing is otherwise called as mobile crowd sensing also. So if by making use of these kind of systems, you can also make use of the technique in order to attract or gather multiple number of data. Suppose you are using your mobile device in one particular location. At the same location, multiple number of people will also use. So maybe those devices may be connected to that particular mobile tower. So the data transmission, or if you have any kind of laggings, those can also be studied. So that is called as crowd sensing. If you go to crowd and data, you can have the expert finding. You wanted to find some kind of subject matter experts. Suppose you have published your papers in multiple number of journals, and X is being associated with Y as a co-author, and for some other paper Y is the author and Z is the co-author. Now X domain may be different, Y's domain may be different, and Z domain may be different. But X may have his own network, and Y may have his own network, and Z can also have his own network. Now you wanted to study who is the subject expert, maybe making use of this particular crowd. What is the crowd now? The crowd are the authors and co-authors of the people who published papers in journals. So such kind of study also you can have. And apart from that, you may also have crowd knowledge creation as well as acceleration. This is called as HCAI framework, wherein we have three different components. One is the technology, second one is the human, and the third is the ethics. In terms of technology, you may have big data, you may have algorithms models, integration of AI and intelligence augmentation, as well as human machine hybrid intelligence. With reference to human, you have user needs and AI usage scenarios, interaction design, as well as human cognition models. Human cognition, that is as part of the HCI, that is the human computer interaction. That also attracted so many researchers all over the world. And if any of the intended audience are ready to take up the research in HCI, then that also will become as a very great work towards HCI, because as far as India is concerned, we still untouched some of the research areas, and HCI is one such area. And VR is also the another prominent area wherein you can concentrate on your research. Of course, it is apart from my topic. And with reference to ethics, you may develop the practices, standards, as well as the HCI interdisciplinary approach. And if you have ethics as well as human, you will have the intersection as human-driven ultimate decision making. So, but the involvement is from the human. By making use of your AI systems, you should not have any kind of unethical activities or unethical task which is going to harm the human. So that is how the product should be. And if you wanted to concentrate on technology and ethics, you may have powerful AI, human controlled AI as well as ethical and responsible AI. With reference to technology and human, you will have scalable AI, augmented human capability, useful and usable AI. What is scalable AI? What is powerful AI? What is useful and usable AI? All, I mean, human controlled AI, ethical and responsible AI, all these terms, please, I request the audience to explore, because that itself will take much time if we explore, or if I explore all these things. But scalable AI is very brief. In order to make it as brief, the scalable AI needs to have the scalability in terms of infrastructure, in terms of data, and in terms of its intelligence, all such kind of elevation as well as escalation that the AI system should have. That is called as a scalable AI. These are the human-centered AI benefits. One may be informed decision making for organizations. So that can be the one kind of benefit. And it can also making visible the previously hidden. Whatever the AI systems didn't explore, by incorporating human into the loop, you can also explore what is not being explored by your AI systems. So that is also being possible. Unlocking new insights with reference to the previously hidden, you can also unlock the new insights. And rapid positive behavior change, since it is going to inline with the ethical way, and it is going to be in line with ethics. It is not going to harm the human. Because of that, that there will be a positive change in the human behavior, as well as the AI systems. Best use of time, effort, as well as resources. You are not going to make use of the resources, because those resources are too costly. If you think about the supercomputers, its efficiency is supposed to be increased, or its efficiency is supposed to be maximized. So in order to improvise all those things, the resource utilization is also supposed to be maximized, but at the same time, it should be of best in use. Invading privacy. No legal aspects that should come from your AI systems. Of course, here I would like to share, as you have seen your, Endiran movie. That is Tamil movie. That is a popular movie called Endiran. In one particular aspect, the hero wanted to deploy Chitti, that is the name of the robo, wherein the building is caught under fire. So now what this particular designer wanted to instruct to the robo, in order to safeguard, or in order to secure those people, those who are inside the building. Whenever the Chitti is keep on recovering the people, in one particular instance, one girl child was badly affected, and she doesn't have any cloth over her body. So if you think about the privacy aspect, and if you are a human being, then you will think and decide whether it is good to enter into that particular room so as to recover that particular child, since she doesn't have any kind of cloth over her body. But since it is a machine, as a robo, as it is also the technological advancement through AI, as part of the AI, this robo entered into that particular room and recovered that particular girl. Of course, you can, remember and recall that those particular scenario. So if you think about the privacy aspects, the AI is not going to perfectly play its role. And if it is the human aspect, definitely the people will think and act with reference to the scenario. Even if it is in the case of emergency also, we will not do any kind of harmful, or we will not take any kind of harmful decision which is going to spoil the privacy of any individual, or maybe as a group. So the invading privacy is also the another kind of benefit. It makes lives better, because the human being is going to enjoy. Analyzing vulnerable populations. So that is also the another great aspect of benefit as part of the HCI. So before concluding, I would like to show two images. Probably you are able to see one particular image over the screen. Can some of you please confirm and acknowledge? You are able to see a particular image wherein you are finding or you are seeing so many vehicles on the road, right? Correct. Now, let you tell me. I just wanted to have some samples from your side, whether everything is correct or everything is perfect with reference to this particular image. Everything is correct. Arul sir told no. Okay, I will come back. Pooja ma'am told no. Murugesan also told no. Savita ma'am told no. Punitevel sir told yes. Okay, Geeta ma'am said no. Satish sir told no. Okay, what is wrong? Those who have told no, what is wrong? What is wrong? In the image, what is wrong? Please make use of your chat window to enter. One vehicle stand opposite, one car is opposite. Yes, yes, yes. Fantastic, fantastic. That is a result I want. Is it only one car? Is it only one car? I think you are talking about this car. Am I correct? Those who one car is in reverse direction. Yes, perfectly correct. One car is in reverse direction. What about these cars? What about these cars? Is it in the right direction? Arul sir told two. Is it in the right direction? Pooja ma'am told yes. Indra ma'am told yes. How can you say that this car is in opposite direction, whereas these two cars are also in the right direction? If this is in wrong direction, how can you say that this is in? I mean, these two cars are in a right direction. When this is wrong, this is also should be wrong, right? They are travel in proper plan. They are traveling okay in other plan. I didn't say that this is the opposite direction or this is the another plan. So how to suppose you have any divider, then you can say that this car is wrong and these two cars are in a very right direction. That is not my aspect. Of course, whatever the questions that I raised so far, how many number of hours or what is the time duration that you have taken in order to estimate or evaluate this car is in a wrong direction? What is the time taken? What's the time taken? Not even 1 minute. Not even 1 minute. Less than 1 minute also. As a human being, you have evaluated this particular image. This car is in a wrong direction and these two cars are in a right direction, and this is the median or the divider. Suppose I have to develop an AI system. What should be the time taken to design and develop an AI system? Can you estimate the time in order to design and develop a system which can identify one car is in a wrong direction, the other cars are in right direction as they are in the another plan? How much time will it take? If you design and develop an AI system, probably you may take months. And how many people needs to involve? As I already told you, all these vehicles are not in same shape. this car is of different elevation, this vehicle is of different elevation, this vehicle is of different elevation, this vehicle is also in a different elevation. So you need to design, or you need to develop a knowledge base in order to talk about all these cars. Of course, this may be an image taken from some other foreign country, but if you think about the Indian scenario, again, the cars may be of a different shape. Even not all the lorries elevations are unequal. The buses elevations are still unequal. So all those kinds of steps that you suppose you wanted to develop a robo in order to identify only one car is being in a reverse direction, and because of that there is a traffic jam and that car is supposed to be evacuated. So if you wanted to develop such kind of systems, then automatically you need to have a very huge team, and you need to spend millions of billions of dollars towards the development of such kind of systems. But as a human being, we are able to evaluate one car is in a wrong direction, though the other cars are also in the wrong direction, it is in the right pan, since this is the median. Okay, very good, fantastic. I would like to post the another image. Just tell me what is your perception about the second image in your chart window. Yeah, Murugan sir, you have got a prize. Okay, world colors are different. Read as it in color. Okay, words colors are different. Yeah, correct. I understood. Okay, not in text. Color of the world is different. Word, NT world. What is that, NT? Okay, not world. Okay, fine. Word, not word. Right, fine, no problem. O is replaced with 0. Where? Okay. Very nice observation, Kesavarao sir. O is replaced with 0. Because I also didn't notice that thing so far. Very fantastic observation. Superb. Describes different color names in different colors. Okay, fine. Word. Okay. I think all of you have almost answered, and the answers are so repeated. If yellow is not in yellow, black is not in yellow. Sorry, black is not in black. Purple is not in purple. Orange is not in orange. But another aspect is another aspect of what I expected was how many yellows are there, how many blacks are there, how many purple are there, and how many red are there, how many green are there. But okay, least bother about that particular aspect. But still, as a human being, we were able to evaluate yellow is at least not in yellow, black is not in black, purple is not in purple. How to design an expert system, or how to design an AI system which can evaluate this particular image? We know, right? Because we have to instruct the computing system how the yellow should be, how the black should be, and how the letters should be. All those kinds of steps we are supposed to feed it into the AI system in order to have such kind of evaluation into these kinds of images, right? So that is why fantastic. Thank you so much for your answers as well as your feedback. I mean, for these kinds of images, right? So with this, I would like to conclude my session, as the AI is totally changed the human life. We are able to see so much of applications which are available that is not going to harm the human being. But very importantly, the HCI concentrates more on human aspects than the technology side. And there are so many research trends as well as research areas that also I shared it with you. And human lives would be better if we put human in the loop into AI systems. So that is the concluding remarks. These are my references. Thank you so much for your patient listening. And if you have any questions, you please put it into your chat window so that I would be happy to answer it. Hope today all we send to aforesaid email ID. Yeah, I didn't understand, Murugan sir. What is that? Yeah, thank you so much, Rangarajan sir. Yeah, thank you so much, Indra ma'am, for your comment as well as feedback. Yeah, I think none of you have any questions. Yeah, thank you so much, Hanila ma'am and Murugan sir. Okay, thank you, Shika ma'am, Shanmuga Priya ma'am. Right. If you don't have any questions, let me close it. And before how true false case. How true false case works in AI. Okay, true false case. I think your perception towards, classification based machine learning. If I remember, if I understood your question correctly, can you further elaborate, ma'am, Rajeshwari, ma'am? Yeah, thank you, Devi, ma'am. Yeah, thank you, Professor sir, for your comment about the program. Okay, if you don't have any further questions, as the director of School of Computing Science, I would like to thank all the participants for your participation, because without you, no such program would have any great success. Today, you are supposed to, all the participants are requested to fill 3 different forms. One is the feedback form about this particular session. Second will be the question answer that will be used as evaluation. And third form will be used for your certificate. Please try to remember the first form is for today's feedback. Farooq sir, I think you can post your feedback form. So feedback form, you will have 5 minutes time to fill your feedback form. And the second one will be for entering your question answers, that is which will be considered as evaluation. And the third form is you will be provided 15 minutes to fill your QA. That is to be considered as towards your evaluation. You will be provided 15 minutes. So 5 minutes for your feedback, 15 minutes towards your QA. That is for your evaluation. Third form is very, very important. That will be considered, that form is related to your certificate. So how you enter your data, the same way you will get the certificate. Please try to remember how you enter your data, same way you will get the certificate. If you have any spelling mistakes, or you wanted to change your affiliation, or you wanted to incorporate any kind of further changes into your certificate, we cannot do that. So please take utmost care as and when you are going to provide your, you are going to fill your form for the certification. Jayashri ma'am, please wait. Let Farooq sir complete his feedback duration. After that, I'll let you post the evaluation form. Okay. So please take care of your certificate details form. You have to provide your name, department, designation, and your affiliation. That is in which institution or university or organization you are working with. So that details are supposed to be shared. And however you provide your details, the same way you will get your certificate, and you will receive the certificate as soon as possible. You need not hurry any of my people. You will definitely receive your certificate as early as possible. Please don't call my people to ask when will you give the certificate. I didn't receive the certificate. It will take its own time. So please have some kind of a patience in order to get the certificate. The certificate will definitely reach you as early or as soon as possible. Please take it into grant from my side that you will receive the certificate as soon as possible. Once the all other works related to our thing is over, please have some kind of patience. I request it to you, right? Indra ma'am, on behalf of participants, I would like to extend my sincere thanks for your entire session. Each and every topic is useful for beginners to research scholar. Yes, ma'am. That's itself success for this FDP. Great. Thank you so much for your valuable comment as well as the feedback. So with this, once again, I would like to, one more information to all the participants. We are not going to share the PPT. Instead, we have already created the YouTube channel by name STC School of Computing Science. And you can also subscribe. We will upload all these FDP videos into that particular channel so that you can also make use of it for your future reference. And as and when we are going to have the programs which may be organized continually in future period, those videos will also be uploaded into that particular channel. And I request all of you to subscribe to that particular channel once the FDP videos will be uploaded. When we will get the certificate, ma'am, I have already told Shika ma'am, I have already told that it will reach you as soon as possible. Janardhanan sir, BCA, SEAS. On behalf of participant, excellent, sincere thanks. All the resource person, excellent. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable feedback. Okay, thank you so much. Presentation. Thank you all.
Sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Shall I conclude with a formal vote of thanks?
Yeah, go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead. Please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon to everyone. I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose a vote of thanks for Day 6 FDP on human-centered artificial intelligence. Let me first of all start by giving glory to the Almighty God for making the 6-day FDP in a great success. Next, I wish to thank our management, principal, faculty development program convener, Dr. Abdul Rashid sir, Mrs. Geeta HOD, School of Computing Science, who were the backbone of the 6-day FDP. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you all. My heartfelt gratitude and thanks to today's resource person, Dr. Abdul Rashid, Director, School of Computing Science, Sri Saraswati Tyagaraja College, to handle the concept for valedictory session of this 6-day FDP on human-centered artificial intelligence. Thank you, sir, for your efforts for this day, sir. Thank you. I owe my special thanks to all the faculty members of School of Computing Science, Sri Saraswati Tyagaraja College, MOC team, and all the technicians and supporters for vibrant coordination to conclude this faculty development program in a great success. Last but not least, I thank all the participants for your thirst of knowledge and cooperation to celebrate this journey. I once again thank you everyone for this day and faculty development program of Sri Saraswati Tyagaraja College. Thank you. Thank you all.
Yeah, nice suggestion is given by Murugan Sedraman sir. We will try to do that. And Janardhanan sir, as I told, we will put the videos, and if possible, we will share the PPTs with you through email. We will put it in the drive and share it with you if you want the PPTs. So strong, sir, Murugan sir. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you to all. I'm signing out.